Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the meditation session. Let us take a moment to arrive on our chair or on our cushion in front of our device. We can do that by taking 3 deep breaths. Every time we inhale, we try to refresh our attention. Every time we exhale, we relax. Then let us take a look at our body posture for this session. The best is to sit on the floor, but if you're sitting on a chair, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're not leaning against the support of the chair and not leaning forward either. If you're sitting on the floor, the best would be in the full lotus posture with each foot on top of the opposite leg. That may be a little bit difficult. Make sure you're not pushing your body, you're not forcing yourself. Make sure you are comfortable. So you can simply sit cross-legged, or you can sit in half lotus, or even Burmese style with one leg in front of the other. The hands are in the mudra of concentration, or the meditation mudra. So you have your right hand on top of the left, the 2 thumbs are slightly touching, and this rests on your lap. The back is straight. The body is upright. You can imagine there is a string pulling from the crown of your head, keeping your body upright. The shoulders are even and relaxed. The neck is aligned with the spine. You can very slightly tilt the head forward. A tip of the ancient masters is to place your tongue behind your upper teeth towards the upper palate. This helps to reduce the production of saliva while you meditate. Finally, we don't meditate with the eyes completely closed. We leave them slightly opened, but we don't pay attention to what our eyes are seeing. It is the mental consciousness that meditates. So this posture is known as the 7-point Buddha Vairochana meditation posture. Out of the 7 points, the most important is for the body to be upright, for the back to be straight. Now that we looked at our posture, let us look at our mind. Let us try to generate a good motivation for this session. A Mahayana motivation. Mahayana, Maha is great, and Yana is vehicle, so the great vehicle. What makes this, or the great path, what makes this path great is actually its entry door. The entry to the Mahayana path is the mind of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the awakening mind. The mind of awakening, the wish, the aspiration to become fully awakened, to achieve the state of a Buddha in order to benefit sentient beings. Sentient beings, in Tibetan it is Semchen, literally means mind possessors. All the beings who are endowed with a mind, who are capable of thinking. So it includes all of us humans as well as animals. But the Buddha also talked about the pretas, the people who are in the intermediate state, the bardo, after passing away, the suras, the asuras, as well as the hell beings. So why do we want to benefit sentient beings? Why do we want to benefit mind possessors? It is because since time immemorial, since beginningless time, all sentient beings, including ourselves, have been trapped in samsara. Samsara is the Sanskrit term for cyclic existence. It is basically the prison of our own mind. continuously, since beginningless time, we are taking rebirth again and again and again in all these various realms of existence. Sometimes born as a human, sometimes as an animal, sometimes as a preta, sometimes as a sura, and so on and so forth. Without any control, we are constantly migrating from one life to the next. And this has been happening without beginning. And it will continue to happen again without end until we purify our own minds. So why does this happen? The root of all our problems, the root of samsara, is called self-grasping ignorance. Basically, we are having a misconception about reality. We are apprehending all phenomena, including the self, as existing objectively, as existing independently, as existing truly, solidly from their own side. We apprehend phenomena as being totally out there, independent from the mind. So because of this, we have the impression that we are the center of the universe, that we are the main hero, the main character in a movie, for example. Everything revolves around us. And because of that, we feel that we are more important than others. But actually, if we check carefully, others are numberless. I am only one. And all others equally want to be happy and don't want to suffer, just like myself. So there is absolutely no logic behind this misconception of feeling more important than others. So because of this wrong impression, all sorts of mental afflictions, delusions, mental disturbations arise, such as anger, desire, jealousy, pride, anxiety, depression, sadness, and so forth. And because of all these mental afflictions, we are constantly engaging in various actions, most of which are non-virtuous actions, such as killing, stealing, lying, gossiping, and so on and so forth. And every time we engage in such an action, we are actually creating negative karma. And negative karma inevitably at one point or the other ripens in the form of an unpleasant experience, an experience of pain, an experience of suffering. But actually even the positive actions we do. Sometimes we are helping others, we are practicing generosity. We might see a beggar in the street and we give him some food or some money. Because of our misconception of reality, because of our self-grasping ignorance, we apprehend the beggar as existing truly from his own side. We apprehend ourselves as existing so solidly, and the action of ourselves giving some food or some money to the beggar so solid, so we apprehend this action as being so objective from its own side, independent from the mind. This action of giving, we apprehend it as being inherent, intrinsically existing. So because of that, even the positive actions we do, the virtuous karmas we accumulate, they are contaminated, meaning that as a result, we will experience pleasure, we will have pleasant experiences at one point or the other, but this happens within cyclic existence, within samsara. So this also means that we don't have a choice. We have accumulated countless karmas in countless past lives. And these ripen at one point or the other without us being able to choose, without us being able to control. For example, today, this morning, those of us here in Delhi, it is quite hot today. All of a sudden, we might have a power cut and then no fan, no AC and so forth. We cannot choose. Similarly, all of a sudden, a neighbor might come and give us some sweets. So, pleasant, unpleasant experience due to the karmas we have accumulated in the past, but we cannot control, we cannot choose our experiences. They're all dictated by our previously accumulated karmas. And these karmas we accumulated because of our afflictions, our mental delusions, our mental disturbations. That all take root in self-grasping ignorance. So this lack of freedom, this lack of choice is precisely, the pain, the misery of samsara. At the moment we have this human body, and perhaps our experiences are quite balanced between pleasure and pain. But around us, we can easily relate to others. We can see with our own eyes, many people are suffering from poverty, many people are suffering from acute sicknesses, many people are suffering from living in countries that are at war. We can think of people in the Middle East, people in Ukraine and so forth. We can also relate to the suffering of animals. We can also try to generate compassion for the beings we cannot see with our eyes, but who are experiencing much more intense suffering than we do as humans. It is said that if you take a hot burning coal and you burn yourself with it, the pain that you experience is literally nothing compared to the pain of the beings who are living in the hot hells. And the hot hells, or the hell realms in general, it is said that countless beings are reborn in the hell realms. In comparison, the Preta realm looks totally empty. So most of the sentient beings are currently in the hell realms. Next to that, the Preta realm looks empty. But actually, in the Preta realm, there are also countless beings. And next to the Preta realm, the animal realm looks totally empty. But the animal realm is also made of countless beings. We can see this even just on this planet. We can see, just the number of ants, for example. Countless ants on the planet. So of course, next to that, the human realm looks totally empty. We are only about 8 billion human beings on this planet. Compared to the number of ants, that is nothing. Let us try to generate a sense of compassion for ourselves and all sentient beings who are trapped in the prison of the mind, who are trapped in samsara because of the self-grasping ignorance. All the afflictions, constantly engaging in all sorts of actions and experiencing the results of these accumulated karmas without any choice. Most of the time, most of the experiences of sentient beings are experiences of suffering, because within samsara, virtue is actually so rare in comparison to non-virtue. So let us try to generate this wish. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. The causes of suffering being the karma and the afflictions. And let us try to take this wish even further. At the present, we have this human body that is qualified with so many freedoms and endowments. We have all our mental, physical capacities. And very importantly, we live in a world where the Buddha has appeared 2500 years ago, and the Buddha has taught extensively. For several decades, he has taught the methods to free our minds from this vicious prison of samsara. And the teachings of the Buddha are still very much available to this day, especially in this digital era. With just one click, we can read the sutras, we can listen to very qualified masters, such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Countless hours of teachings are available just on YouTube. So incredible. Not only that, but there are many followers of the Buddha's teachings. There are many students and disciples who can help us, understand our mind. Not only that, but there are also many supporters, many people who are supporting the practitioners and making it possible to have Dharma centers, such as Tushita. There are so many Dharma centers around the world. This is all due to the generosity, the support of those people. So with all these conditions, we have what is called the precious human rebirth. We have the incredible opportunity to look inwards and to transform our mind by listening, reflecting, and meditating on the Buddha's teachings. So let us recognize that this opportunity is so rare. We can see, even just on the planet, about 8 billion human beings, how many are actually interested in listening to the Buddha's teachings? And how many are interested in looking inwards, looking at their minds, identifying the afflictions, identifying self-grasping ignorance? Very few, very few. So recognizing that we have this precious human rebirth, this precious human life, we have a sense of responsibility for all beings who don't, all the beings in the other realms, all the even humans on this planet who are not interested to look at their mind. So for them, we have the responsibility to transform our minds, to eliminate our mental pollution, such as the afflictions and the karmas. So let us try to generate the wish. I myself will free all sentient beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. But how can I do that? I myself am deluded. I myself am trapped in samsara. I myself apprehend phenomena as solidly real, as truly existing from their own side. So first, I must transform my mind by listening, reflecting and meditating on the Buddha's teachings. Gradually, I must abandon the negative karmas. Gradually, I must purify my mind, eliminate the afflictions, and eliminate even the further mental veils that are known as the cognitive obscurations. The cognitive obscurations are those mental veils that separate us from Buddhahood, from full awakening. A Buddha has eliminated all the mental afflictions from the root, from the self-grasping ignorance, and beyond that also eliminates all the imprints that are left by these mental afflictions, and that separate us from omniscience, from the state of Buddhahood, of full awakening. So a Buddha, having eliminated those cognitive obscurations, actually has achieved a state of omniscience, a state of perfect knowledge that enables him to guide sentient beings unmistakenly, to guide beings perfectly by knowing their capacities, by knowing their past, present, and future. So knowing best how to teach them, how to guide them according to their dispositions. So let us try to generate this most beautiful mind of bodhicitta, the awakening mind, by thinking, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. And we will, with this thought in mind, we will engage in Shamatha practice this morning. So Shamatha is the Sanskrit for calm abiding. And more specifically, what we will train in this morning is single-pointed concentration. So for that, there are 4 instructions. The first one is the body posture that we looked at in the beginning. 7-point Buddha Vairochana posture. Most important point of these 7 is for the body to be upright, for the back to be straight. The second instruction is the object of meditation. What are we actually meditating on? So if you're familiar with Shamatha, I would recommend that you use the object you're the most familiar with for this meditation. If you don't have an object that you are very familiar with, I would recommend that you take the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. Try to place all your attention on the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. Perhaps as you breathe in, you feel it's a little bit cooler here. When you breathe out, a little bit warmer. Between 2 breaths, neutral feeling. Try to focus entirely on that sensation. Don't try to alter your breathing, just breathe naturally and focus on that sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. Then the third instruction is that we tend to get distracted while we meditate. And there are 2 main ways this happens. The first one is called mental excitement. Basically, we are distracted with thoughts, mostly thinking about the past, thinking about the future. And the second way we tend to get distracted is with mental laxity or dullness or lethargy. The mind starts to sink, we kind of fall asleep, and therefore we also lose our object of meditation. So finally, the last instruction is that there are 2 antidotes that we need to use to counteract these distractions. The first one is called introspection or alertness. It is a small part of our mind that is checking, what is my mind doing? Is it meditating or has it wandered in thoughts or in lethargy? It's a little bit like a security camera in the corner of your mind that is checking. That is, what is your mind doing? Then, when we notice that the mind has wandered, we are distracted with thoughts or we are falling asleep, we make use of the second antidote, which is called mindfulness. And the role of mindfulness is to bring the mind back onto the object of meditation and make sure it stays there. So we will practice like this for about 5 minutes, making sure to identify the 2 distractions and using the 2 antidotes of introspection and mindfulness. gently come out of the meditation. So it is actually advised when we are beginner with meditation to keep our sessions short. For example, now we just did 5 minutes, so this is what is advised. Instead of doing few long sessions, to do more short sessions. So there are two reasons for this. The first one is that we are so habituated with our mental disturbations that we are so habituated to being distracted and not focusing single-pointedly on an object. If we meditate for 1, 2, 3 hours, then if we don't make use of the two antidotes of introspection and mindfulness, we'll just reinforce our bad habits. On the other hand, if we sit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we make a commitment at the beginning of the session that this will be a quality session where we will make extensive use of the antidotes, then gradually, we will progress. Our use of the antidotes will become better, and you will notice that, let's say at the moment you can focus for 5 seconds before being distracted. Gradually it will become, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and so on and so forth. The goal of Shamatha is to be able to focus single-pointedly on an object with perfect clarity and stability for at least 4 hours without being distracted, with a total pliancy of the body and mind. This is the achievement of Shamatha. So gradually we are training to reach there. And the second reason why we keep our sessions short as a beginner is because if you meditate for a long session, let's say 2 hours, at the end of the 2 hours you might feel exhausted, tired. And the next time you see your meditation cushion, you might feel that you don't want to make the effort to sit again. Whilst now, for example, we did it 5 minutes, and when you heard the sound, maybe you felt like, I want to meditate more. So this is a very good sign, meaning that you will again sit and gradually progress in the use of the antidotes. So now let us take a moment to dedicate the merits that we have accumulated by working on these antidotes, meditating on Shamatha, as well as trying to generate bodhicitta, the awakening mind. Let us dedicate these merits as well as all the merits of the 3 times of ourselves, all the Buddhas and all sentient beings, so that we may soon, very soon, achieve the state of a fully awakened Buddha in order to be of benefit to all sentient beings without exception, without leaving anybody behind. May the precious minds of bodhicitta and the wisdom realizing the emptiness of objective existence of all phenomena, may these precious minds that have not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has already arisen never diminish but increase forevermore. Due to all our merits, may our spiritual guides have long and healthy lives, and in particular His Holiness the Dalai Lama, may he live very long and healthy and continue to teach us the Buddha, the Dharma of Buddha Shakyamuni for a very long time. Due to all merits, may the spiritual director of the FPMT and the spiritual director of Tushita, Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, who showed the aspect of passing away last year, may he come back very soon in a fresh body and continue to guide us and continue to lead the organization. Finally, due to all our merits, may all the wars that are happening around the world immediately come to an end. May there be no new war. May there be no famine. May there be no epidemic. May there be no financial crisis. May there be no natural disasters and catastrophes of the elements. And may peace and harmony prevail in everyone's hearts and lives. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And Tushita will enter the summer break on Saturday. So until then, we still have the guided morning meditation from 9 to 9:30 online. And then we still have 2 events happening also physically at the center as well as here on Zoom. So the first one is tonight at 6:30. We'll have an introduction talk to the Buddha's teachings, like a general introduction to the Buddha's teachings. We'll cover topics like what is the mind, where does it come from, is the mind the brain, what can we do with our mind, what is the purpose of our life, and what is the meaning of Buddha. So this is tonight at 6:30, and tomorrow, Tuesday, also at 6:30, we have a visiting Sangha, a visiting monastic, Venerable Thupten Jolkar. She's a very inspiring young German nun who met the Dharma at a very young age and who has been studying extensively. At the moment, she's studying at the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics in Dharamshala. She's studying the classical Geshe program. So this is the same school as Geshe Dorjit Hamdul, for example. And it is a curriculum of about 20 years of studies in Tibetan. So she's currently engaged in that. So tomorrow evening, she's visiting Delhi, and she will give us a talk, also at 6:30 online and at Tushita. And the topic of the talk is Dharma or drama. So how to change the drama that we have in our life into Dharma, and what is Dharma, and how to make sure the Dharma that we practice doesn't become drama. So Ranjani Madhur, the link for both of these talks is the exact same link that you are using now. And actually, if you want to stay updated with all our events, you can join our announcement WhatsApp group. You will find the link on our website, tushitadelhi.com. I think towards the bottom of the homepage, you will find a link where you can join our WhatsApp group and receive all updates about our events. So thank you very much, and see you tonight or tomorrow night for these Dharma talks. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.